Hey everyone! Did you know that the tiny print on a medicine box can literally be a lifeline? Today, we're diving into the incredibly important world of pharmaceutical artwork. And trust me, it's way more than just design. It's the core of patient safety.
So when you pick up a small box of medicine at the pharmacy, what do you see? Just a box? Well, the truth is, packed into that small space is a world of careful thought about patient safety, a ton of regulations, and an intense focus on getting information across perfectly. Let's peel back the layers together.
All right, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the basics of artwork, then break down its key parts. We'll cover the major guidelines and regulations, talk about managing changes to avoid mistakes, and finally, touch on a few other critical things to keep in mind.
Okay, let's kick things off with the most basic question. What exactly is artwork in the first place? When we talk about pharmaceutical artwork, we're not talking about making things look pretty. It's much closer to information design for safety. Every single letter, graphic, and visual element on that packaging exists for one reason: to give patients the right information and to meet super strict regulations. This isn't art, it's communication that saves lives.
So if that's what artwork is, what does it actually consist of? Let's take a look at the key components one by one.
You can really break down pharmaceutical artwork into three main parts. First, you have the carton, which is the outer box that protects the product and holds a lot of information. Second, there's the label, which is stuck directly onto the bottle, tube, or vial. And finally, you've got the insert or leaflet, that folded-up paper with all the detailed info for both patients and doctors. These three things are the heart of the artwork. That label is especially critical. According to World Health Organization guidelines, there's a list of things that absolutely must be on there. You know, the official name of the medicine, exactly what active ingredients are in it, the batch number for tracking, the expiration date, and of course, instructions on how to store and use it safely. If even one of these is missing or wrong, it can cause huge problems.
All right, so what standards does all this artwork need to follow? Let's start by looking at the key guidelines.
There are two you really need to remember. First is GMP. This is a quality standard for the entire drug manufacturing process. And yeah, that definitely includes the quality of the packaging materials the artwork is printed on. Second is ISO, which ensures the packaging material itself and the systems to manage it meet international standards. At the end of the day, they're both about one thing: creating packaging you can trust.
Now, if guidelines are best practices, the should-dos, what we're about to cover next, regulations, are the absolute must-follow laws.
Artwork is watched like a hawk by regulatory agencies in every country. We're talking about organizations like the FDA in the United States, the EMA in Europe, and other local health authorities. Their rules aren't optional. If you break them, your product might never even see a pharmacy shelf.
It's really important to get the difference here. Guidelines are like the model answer for achieving high quality, but regulations, they're the law. One is a recommendation, the other is a requirement. Not knowing that difference can lead to some really big mistakes. Information on medicines is constantly being updated. New safety data comes out, regulations change. So how do you update your artwork safely when that happens? The answer is a process called change management.
To make a change safely, you have to go through this 6-step journey. It all starts with a formal request. Then you carefully assess the impact the change will have. Once you have approval from all the right departments, you can implement the change. After that, you have to thoroughly verify that the new artwork is accurate. But you're not done. A final review after the fact ensures there are no unintended consequences. This entire process is your safety net against errors.
Okay, for our last section, let's look at why all of this is so critical, and more importantly, how we can do it better.
Isn't this number just staggering? More than half of all medicine recalls are caused by errors in the artwork, in the labeling and packaging. This statistic is a massive warning sign. It's telling us that a tiny mistake can lead to enormous financial losses, destroy a company's reputation, and most importantly, directly threaten patient safety.
So how can we reduce this risk? By improving the maturity of our systems. In the early stages, people are just reacting to problems manually. As a company matures, its workflow becomes organized, and data becomes optimized in a central location. Go even further, and changes and checks become automated. And at the very top, you have an intelligent system, maybe using AI to help manage processes and compliance. Where does your company fit on this model?
Today, we've gone from the basic concepts of artwork all the way to how to manage it effectively. Now it's your turn. Where's your company's management level right now? And what do you need to improve to create a safer future?
Finding the answer to that question, that's the real start of making a change.